other fully before we cross the intimacy bridge." Her friend hooted. "The intimacy bridge? Girl, he sounds like a total loser. Dump him, now, before he brings up the intimacy bridge again." "We're actually on a break right now," Hayden admitted. "After 2 months?" "Yeah. Before I left, I told him I needed some space." "Space?" "Uh-huh. I think what you need is a new boyfriend." God, that was the last thing she wanted. Toss her line in the dating pool and start fishing again? No, thank you. After 3 failed relationships in 5 years, Hayden had decided to quit falling for bad boys and focus on the good ones. And Doug Lloyd was definitely a good one. He taught a Renaissance course at Berkeley. He was intelligent and witty, and he valued love and commitment as much as she did. Having grown up with a single father, all Hayden had ever wanted was a partner she could build a home and grow old with. After her mom died in a car accident when Hayden was a baby, her dad had given up on finding love again, opting instead to spend more than 20 years focusing on his hockey coaching career. He'd finally remarried 3 years ago, but she suspected loneliness, rather than love, had driven him to do so. Why else would he have proposed to a woman after 4 months of dating? A woman who was 29 years his junior. A woman he was in the process of divorcing, no less. Well, she had no intention of following her dad's example. She wasn't going to spend decades alone and then jump into marriage with someone totally unsuitable. Doug held the same mindset. He was a traditionalist through and through, a believer that marriage should be valued and not rushed into. Besides, he had a rock-hard body that made her mouth water. He'd even let her touch it. Once. They'd been kissing on the couch in the living room of her San Francisco townhouse, and she'd slid her hands underneath his button-down shirt. Running her fingers over his rippled chest, she'd murmured, "Let's move this into the bedroom." That was when he dropped the no intimacy bomb on her. He assured her he was unbelievably attracted to her, but that, like marriage, he didn't believe sex should be rushed. He wanted the first time to be special, and no amount of chest-rubbing could persuade him to let go of his chivalrous intentions. And therein lay the problem. Doug was simply too nice. At first, she'd thought his views on making love were really very sweet. But 2 months, coupled with 8 months of celibacy prior to meeting Doug, added up to extreme sexual frustration. She loved that Doug was a gentleman, but fuck. Sometimes a girl just needed a man. Gentle be damned. "Seriously, this Damien guy seems like a wimp," Darcy said, jerking her from her thoughts. "Doug. Whatever." Darcy waved a dismissive hand and tossed her long red hair over her shoulder. "Screw intimacy. If Dustin won't have sex with you, find someone who will. Believe me, I'm tempted. More than tempted, actually. The next couple months were bound to be pure hell. She'd come home after the semester ended to support her father through his messy divorce, to be the good daughter, but that didn't mean she had to like the situation. "Have you become a nymphomaniac since you left town?" Darcy asked. "No, I'm just stressed out and need to unwind. Do you blame me?" "Not really. The evil stepmother is throwing poison apples all over the place, huh? You saw the morning paper too?" "Oh yeah. Pretty crappy." Hayden raked her fingers through her hair. "Crappy? It's a disaster." "Any truth to it?" Darcy asked carefully. "Of course not. Dad would never do the things she's accusing him of." Hayden tried to control the frustration in her tone. "Let's not talk about this. Tonight, I just want to forget about my dad and Sheila and the whole messy business." "All right. Want to talk about sex again?" She grinned. "No, I'd rather have sex instead." "Then do it. There are tons of men in this place. Pick one and go home with it."